What's up, y'all? I'm out here on the range, as you can see behind me, on what turned out to be a super nice day out here. If it would have got just a little bit warmer, I'd have had to go look for some shorter sleeves. So it's been a fantastic day to get some testing done. It's been all about the 9mm out here today, and I'm gonna finish it off with another one. This one right here is a good old faithful 9mm round. So I got the jelly contraption set up, ready to go out here with a couple of chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done a couple of tests already, so this far block is really full, and unfortunately, all of them just about snuck up into this next block where they shouldn't have, but I got plenty of room in this one, and hopefully these won't go too far into this one where we'll get a real nice picture of what happens. Of course, as always, I'm sticking with my heavy clothing barrier. It's got the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we ended the day out with, again, is some good old faithful stuff. We got the Federal Premium Hydra Shok Leo packaging. Now this is the Plus P Plus version, 9mm, 124 grain Plus P Plus. Justin at my local shop actually handed these to me the last time I went in to do some testing with, so I really appreciate that. Again, this is calling itself Plus P Plus, but the velocity is saying 1170, so it's probably, you know, pressure, whatever they claim Plus P Plus is, it's probably there technically, but I've seen a whole lot hotter than that. As far as the cartridge itself, nice nickel plated case, cannula there to help prevent setback. The Hydra Shok projectile, now it's got that post in the middle, that's the Hydra Shok. High Shocks, which is kind of the predecessor to this, they did not have that post in the middle, but other than that, I think they're very, very similar. Now, being 124 Leo packaging, these are probably more geared towards a duty length type of barrel, but y'all know how I am. If my ammo can't run in whatever barrel length, if it has to have specific barrel lengths to perform, specific weather, times of year, and clothing barriers, then it ain't for me. I want my ammo to be able to perform in whatever I put that stuff in whatever conditions. So that being said, I'm definitely throwing in the Canik Mete MC9 for a shorty. It's got the 3.1 inch barrel, and then we sticking with the old faithful Glock 17 Gen 4 with the 4.5 inch barrel. So even though those numbers ain't my personal idea of Plus P Plus, hopefully this will put in a good performance. Let's get this stuff reset and let's see what they do. All right, let's see what kind of velocity we can get out of this stuff. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each length, starting with the MC9 first. Now again, like I always mention about this lab radar, you're gonna see multiple velocities. Your large number is gonna be at the muzzle, and then 5 additional on the bottom. The first one is set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here, and then you've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. Now remember, the box on this is saying 1170. I don't know what barrel length, I didn't look on their site, so I assume it's 4.5, 5, something like that. So we probably won't see this. I'd really like to see at least 1100 out of this Canik though. Let's see what happens. Feels good. 1127, 1114, 1124, 1127, and 1137. So definitely not the 1170, but that right there ain't bad at all. That's probably the best. Well, it is Plus P Plus, so I was gonna say it's the best 124 Plus P I've tested today at least. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 1126, extreme spread of 23, which gave us a standard deviation of 8.3. So 1126, definitely not the 1170, but not that far off, I reckon, with the 3-inch. Now again, I've got Plus P Plus from Underwood that's over 1200 from that MC9, so it's definitely still not what I would like to see, but not as bad as some of the other stuff I've tested today. But after seeing that, I think we may hit that 1170 on the G17. Let's get it reset and find out. All right, 5 rounds through the G17. I think we'll hit that 1170 and then some out of this. I'm pretty confident that this one's gonna get us there. 1171, it barely got us there. 1189. Now it's a little better. 1191, 1169. That one dropped us 1 lower, and then 1188. So most of them were over. I think 1 might have dropped below it. Let's see what the average is. All right, so we got there at that time. That was a 5-round average of 1182, an extreme spread of 21, and a standard deviation of 10.5. So 1182, that's definitely what they're claiming on the box, plus a little bit more. Again, though, it's still not as fast as some Plus P Plus. 1182 on this, and if you remember on that MC9, it was 1126. So you're talking about 56 feet per second difference between between them. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, that's the smallest spread between these two barrel lengths from the 9s I've tested today. So 1126 on that one, and then 11 whatever 80 something on the other one. I think both of these are going to perform well. For the first time today, I'm pretty confident in both of these. But let's get this stuff reset, and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's Hydra Shok. Show them how to smack the block jelly time. I'm gonna put one through each barrel length into the gel, starting with this MC9. Again, I think both of these are gonna do a nice job. I'm just curious about the penetration on these mostly. Let's see what we get. All right, perfectly placed. Let me go see what I got down there. All right, so far we're looking pretty good down there. Let's see what this G17 does. I think we're gonna get more expansion from this one right here. Let's see. All right, hopefully that was a good placement down there. Let's go see what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. That last one through the G17 was moving on out, buddy. It clicked just a little bit over 1200 right here at the gel, and it shows in the way these two perform. So the first one on the top here, that's through the MC9. As you can see on this, when it comes in, you got some expansion right off the bat. Nice disruption, spiral looking action, carries through this first block, and this one looks like it's about 1/2 of an inch from the end of this first 16-inch block, and it does have some expansion, but you don't have a whole lot of expansion out of this. That's about what I would expect from a Hydra Shok in that short of a barrel though, because it's probably not a big expander by design. Now you'll also notice if we go down here to the bottom from the G17, that one comes in, also immediately expands, there's no doubt, because it's got some nice expansion, but you'll notice a big difference in the size of this disruption. You know, all the time I try to talk about not putting too much weight in that, because this gel, any type of gel, is not a one-to-one analog for an actual what you're going to be sending these rounds into. There's a whole lot more going on. This is best used to compare different rounds against each other. I've said that 100 times. Now, it's going to give you a good general idea of what these are going to do, but just because this one is smaller, this one had a lot more energy. Well, not a lot more energy, but it had more energy. So that's not always meaning a whole lot, but not to take anything away from this, because that's some nice performance from both of these. But like I mentioned, this G17 not near as big of a disruption, but carries on through here, and you got a whole lot more expansion, and that's why you didn't go as far or get as big of a disruption, because it expanded much faster. But let's see what we got on the expansion. This one from the MC9, again, it's exactly 15.5 inches, so really nice penetration there, but not a whole lot of expansion. You'll see here in a little bit. And then the one down on the bottom from the G17, that one's actually at 14.5 inches. So again, really nice performance from that one. And I think we're going to see that overall, that one definitely has the better performance. And here you are in a little closer. Again, a big difference in that disruption, that permanent disruption in the gel. But again, I explained why. And if you look at the projectiles, that gives you even better picture. You can see the expansion on that MC9, see how it's like really straight out. And then if this G17, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but when we pull it, you'll see this thing has got full expansion. And then from the top here, it's going to be hard to see down on the bottoms, that G17. From the top here, it's actually not quite as big of a difference even between the disruption, but really tough to get a clear picture up here. And I don't think you're going to be able to see, well, I think, yeah, maybe down at the bottom, that projectile from the G17, you can see the expansion on that. All right, let's check out these projectiles. Big difference here. This one is from the MC9. This one's the G17. As you can see, MC9 got very little expansion. What it did get was mostly jacket. It pulled a little bit of lead out with it, but it was mostly the pedals of the jacket. But the G17, you can see that thing got some nice expansion. Really nice, even expansion. If you look in the center, it's even got the little post still down in there, and that fleece is just glued in there, buddy. I mentioned this a lot lot in my live streams. People always talking about the denim, all that denim shutting stuff down, denim. I'm gonna tell you right now, this fleece is worse than the denim. Every time I pull rounds out that are clogged up beyond belief, that fleece is absolutely glued in there, buddy. So that fleece is absolutely no joke. But this one from the G17 just got right past it, as you can see. Post is still in there, so it probably helps some. This one, I guess, maybe just wasn't moving quite fast enough. But let's get some measurements on them. This one right here definitely lost some material. It's missing at least one pedal. They started at 124 and that one is at 122.6. This one from the G17 is at 123.4. So you may lost a couple of crumbs. It may just be manufacturing tolerances there. And then as far as the sizes, they're probably going to be really close, even though they look vastly different. This MC9, you got 441 and 465. So nice size of expansion, but again, it's mostly just jacket. And then this one from the G17, you got 558 and 562. So a little bit bigger difference than I was expecting. Some really nice expansion from that one there. And there you go, y'all, the Federal Premium 9mm plus P plus Hydra Shok. I would kind of call this mixed results. Well, not really mixed results. I guess just not fully what you would want from this MC9. Now, it would absolutely do the job, and I would have no problem running this stuff, but you can see plain as day, it's not exactly what you're supposed to get. G17, on the other hand, this did a fantastic job. I mean, that's a picture-perfect performance right there. So for me, I think this is just another round that if I had them, I would absolutely run them, but I don't think I would purposely go seeking these out just because I know there are better options at a better deal out there to be had. All right, y'all, another pretty decent one in the books, and that's gonna wrap it up for this batch of 9mm testing. Not much else to say about this one. I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It did its job out of the full size or duty length barrel, and it fell a little bit short, in my opinion, out of the shorty. Now, it would be perfectly capable of doing what you needed to do as long as you did your job and put it in the right spot, but I think it's obvious to see that you're supposed to get a little bit more out of that. But let me know what y'all think about it. Do any of y'all out there carry this plus P plus Hydra Shok? Do you carry the standard pressure Hydra Shok? If you do, in either one of them, what kind of length barrel do you carry it in? Let me know down in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on your notifications so you get notified when I upload new stuff. Once again, as always, a reminder to check those affiliate links down in the video description if you're doing some shopping. Anything you buy after hitting up those links down there, I do get a kickback from them toward the channel, so I really appreciate that. Big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel the way y'all do. Some interesting stuff done out here today, and I've got a lot more planned, so stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.